Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I blew $1 million on MQL and I got nothing to show for it. If you have ever run lead generation campaigns that felt good on paper but died in sales, if you have ever passed SQLs that got ghosted, if your dashboard are green and your pipeline is still dry, you're not alone. This is the top 5% marketers, the 100,000 of you who have subscribed because you are done with the funnel fiction. Because the truth is MQLs were never real. They were just made up math to give a false sense of progress. And in this episode, I'm going to show you why MQL score is dead, what $1 million failure taught me, how to build a signal engine that sales actually trust, and what GTM leaders are doing differently, quietly behind the scene. In my last marketing head role, I was leading marketing across 3 regions. We had just gotten $1 million demand gen budget approved. The management wanted pipeline in 2 quarters. Of course we agreed. We went full beast mode, right? 5 plus paid channels, dozen of lead magnets, and a dozen of webinars, including practitioners, thought leaders, and influencers. And we leverage everything: ABM tools, scoring models, retargeting, Google ads, syndication, everything. And in 7 months, here is what we got. We got 5,000 plus leads, 300 plus sales qualified handoff, and 0 close lead. 0. And I get the call from our VP of sales and he tells me, don't send me another ebook download. We are calling interns. And that's the kind of thing that changes you, right? Because MQL is not a qualification. It's a coping mechanism. We invented as marketers the MQL because it's easier to measure the form fills than readiness. Easier to score content than detect intent. Easier to look busy than admit we are flying blind. Here is why it fails. You assign 100 points to a white paper, but no points to their Series B announcement. You score form fills but ignore org level budget shifts. You pass leads based on the clicks, not conversation. Only 27% of MQLs are ever touched by sales. Less than 6% convert to opportunity across B2B SaaS. So what are we doing? We are rewarding engagement, not urgency. Ask any VP of sales what makes a lead actually worth your time. They won't say score. They'll say timing, budget motion, competitive pressure, internal trigger events, not page views. And when you look back, the student downloading 3 white papers, gone. The intern who signed up for the webinar never had budget, right? The competitor snooping with fake Gmail laughed us off. Our handoffs were noise and sales treated them that way, as background spam. So what's the shift, right? The shift is really to focus from score to signal. And that's the turning point. You stop scoring leads and you start tracking signal. Because signal is not equal to engagement. Signal is movement toward a buying decision. And here is what you should build, and you can, right? First is trigger events. A new VP hired, a series A or B is raised, merger or acquisition, and a RFP is published. Trigger-based leads convert 64% faster. Second is buying behavior. Look at the ROI calculator usage. Look at who visited your pricing page twice in the last 48 hours or 72 hours. Look at the competitor comparison in your product size, whether it's G2 or Trustpilot, or whether they're consuming any cheat sheet that you have created, comparing yourself with a competitor. The third one is organization momentum. Are they hiring more roles in your category? Is there a public expansion plan? Is there a vendor churn signal? These are not MQLs, these are money signals. So you create what I call the signal grid. 3 layers. Layer 1 is the profile match, basic ICP, job title, industry size. But this is just the gate, not readiness. What makes it different is when you add the layer 2, the behavioral intent, right? Sequence visits, pricing interaction, integration clicks. What are they doing that signals urgency? Layer 3 is organization level trigger. Funding, hiring, press releases, current vendor weaknesses, And when you combine all three, you get pipeline that closes. When I was a fractional CMO a couple of years ago, one of the clients implemented this grid, what I call this signal grid, and saw increase in demo to opportunity and faster sales cycle, and very few handoffs, but more closed revenue. So what should you do in the next 7 days? Here's the practical what you can do tomorrow, right? First is audit your last 50 MQLs. How many actually closed? And then map a signal grid with sales. Define what makes a lead hot across all these 3 layers. And replace gated content with tools. ROI calculator, readiness, maturity index, integration estimator, all of that, right? Fourth is set up high signal alerts. Ping sales when all 3 signals align. Fifth, kill score based handoff. Route only based on timing, not engagement. This is how you go from form fill to revenue operator. You're not here to get praise for downloads. You're here to build systems that sales can trust. You're not generating leads, you're generating momentum. And that's what the top 5% do, right? So comment below, no more fake leads. Let's see how many of you are done with the old game. Subscribe if you haven't already, because next week we destroy the buyer's journey. Until next time, cheers.